Alright, well, our Dentron came back. I'm not sure how many videos we've made on this one already. We have somebody out cutting our grass, as you can hear. But this ended up being a total rebuild. What we're doing so far, the entire high voltage circuit's been replaced. Everything that was Dentron in here is pretty much gone. I'm redoing our high voltage rail. This is going to go here, come this way, and then we have a new, smaller, I've had it in here once with this fan. Once this is in here, standing up, right next to it will be this fan. It's all plastic, it'll be isolated. And sit as close to this new relay housing that I've made as possible. This is going to sit right here and blow right into this little cabin where the tubes are. And what we're doing is I'm using a relay and a socket. It's actually one of the original pieces from the amp. And what we've done is we've cut a hole and I made a platform, and I haven't decided which side I'm going to put this in from yet. But this is going to go in there, and then this is going to go away, and all this is going to go back down underneath where it should go, and then over and up out here without having all this going back and forth across inside the RF cavity. So now, and then once, before I put this in, I'm going to shield this whole thing, because this will be standing up in the RF cavity, but it's going to be completely shielded with, just like everything else, just like we did our little Jimmy hat for our heterodyne coil right here. We're going to do the same thing to this relay. So that's going to go in there like that. It's going to be, so we're going to have the relay, fan, the high voltage choke, all like so. His high voltage caps are now huge with nice bleeders on them. Now his meters are still going to work the same, because really on this amp all you used was, and we took the transformer out, made this thing a lot easier to use. There's this transformer, or a lot easier to service. So these are all going to still work the same. He's losing 3 switches, but we're going to make a new vanity plate for the front, because the first 2 standby and CW tune are going to become standby. And I believe I'm going to make this automatic sideband, and I'm going to make that little gig that you saw right there, the second switch, I think it's going to turn off and on his output for whatever he might be driving this with. We've already put brand new coax connectors on it because those were bad. And basically he's getting a rebuild. We tightened up the transformer. We're going to put a hat on it of some kind. And here we go. It's not even a Dentron anymore. This is going to be a Birdcage 500 when I'm done, but we're not going to relabel it. It looks cool. I'm going to put the vanity plate on the one switch, put all new LEDs in it so everything works. And I don't think he's going to be able to blow this one up. Actually, the last time was kind of a combination of the age of the high voltage rail and a miscalculation as far as what I had for current on high voltage. So we're putting a little bit smaller tubes in, and a whole new high voltage, whole new low voltage rail has been rebuilt. Screen and bias, that's all coming over here. I'm really liking the idea of putting this relay in from underneath, patching that in right there, and all my wires are going to go back and forth underneath here like they should. Like I said, the problem with this amp is you only have a ½ inch room underneath the RF deck to work. And we've re-engineered this a couple or 3 times just to get it to run the first time, and it ran good until it didn't. So now we're taking out a lot of stuff that we did. I took out all the Dentron power supply stuff, all those Zener diodes that were bolted in here. And so now we're going to take this relay out of this cavity. It's still going to be in the cavity, but all the back and forth routing is going to be underneath this deck where it should be. And this, like I said, the relay will be shielded. We'll be able to plug it in and pull it out. So there we go. We're redoing the Dentron. Check it out. Alright, here we go again. We've got this amp about completely rebuilt. And I am having to change all the lights. And since we've gone through the trouble of gutting it and completely rebuilding it, relocating the relay, we're going to shield that relay in some shielding like you see around there so that the RF in this cavity doesn't saturate it. We've got new connectors on the back. We're going to replace these with a different style that we're going to make. High voltage is all redone. Brand new. New tube sockets. Transformer's been remounted and encased. We got that around here. And we're going to change this cap because it laid against something that got hot. We're going to change that. And the rest of this is all new under here. So basically this amp's going to be brand new. And since I have to change all the lamps and I've rebuilt the entire inside, the original intention was to keep this a Dentron. And it's not anymore. So I'm going to take the liberty of relabeling the bottom of the front of this amp because I've got to erase some switches anyway. And these need to be relabeled. These need to be relabeled. This needs to be relabeled. And it's no longer a Dentron. So, you know what? All that's coming off. I'm going to make a vanity plate that goes from here down real quick. Boop, boop, boop. And we're going to re-letter it when it's all done. So, and I might even I've got some black on white for my lettering machine. I may just erase those too. Or we might leave them in, kind of pay homage to what it was. I don't know. It's getting relabeled because it's not a 2500 anymore. It's a Birdcage 500. And even originally it was only 2 3CX 400As. It was an 800 watt amp. 250Bs is going to be 500 watts RMS. We're going to squeeze 750 out of it. So there. It's going to be rebuilt. We're going to take some time right now and redo the front real quick before I start doing all these lights. There it is. Check it out. Now, that's better. Alright, here's our Dentron. We got the face redone. Nice and neat. We're going to re-letter it. We're going to put a trim ring around the whole front. New lamps and new LEDs in the meters. New LEDs in these old school lamp hats. And now we can relabel the input tuning as input tuning. But there it is. There's the face. And we're going to get back to reassembling this bad dude. All nice and new. Check it out. 730s.